Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is a request from Solaris Gaming, who wanted the Unicorn Gundam in the colors of All Might. You know, this is the standard costume, of course, and I mentioned I had another All Might themed request after last week's G-Doors, so yeah, this is it. I think it turned out relatively well, the only issue being that, as is frequently the case with GBO2 color schemes, to get all the colors I needed, basically since there is some red trim on All Might's suit as well, I kind of am relying on destroy mode to finish the look. Which, you know, it's going to make the V-fin resemble his hair more too, so that's kind of a given. But also just the fact that, yeah, and I just ducked down here to keep that Freedom Gundam from roasting me. But yeah, the thing, of course, being that I am going to want to get out of destroy mode and into awakening as fast as I can to stop, you know, the hit point bleed. So I'm only going to have some limited opportunities to really show off like the best possible version of this outfit. But that is just kind of how it goes. And I did at least, I believe, remember to turn off my my teammate display a couple of times here, so I was able to get a decent thumbnail for this. At least that is the hope. We'll see. But yeah, Unicorn Gundam is not bad. It has a decent toolkit, has a shotgun bazooka that is pretty decent, has the beam magnum, which is, of course, a beam weapon with splash damage. Vulcans are not bad either, and added into all this when it goes into destroy and awaken modes are more melee options, and also just more mobility on top of which. So yeah, it's pretty solid. There's that Sosby again, and yeah, I'm trying not to get too close at the moment because I had some rounds with this while I was trying to get this video where just I really did get wrecked pretty hard. But there are fewer Barbatoses and Burning Gundams on this map, and there we go. And yeah, my melee defense is 49, which with this build is like 1 point within the maximum I can get. I don't have any like serious melee enhancements, you know, permanent melee enhancements on this, so yeah, unless I made space for overtune parts or got a better hanger skill, this is the best I'm going to get. But that said, well, that said, ow, for one thing. But I've only got 5 seconds until Awakening kicks in, so I can abuse my iframes to make sure I get there, get 5,000 hit points back, and get out of harm's way, hopefully. Ow. Yeah, I don't remember if I survived this or not. If so, it is a close thing. Yeah, luckily for me, that Freedom Gundam tagged my shield, and so I survived long enough to stand up. I am still, however, very low on health, but the Vulcans did in the Sosby for me, so I can continue hanging back, because I do not want to be in that support fire with that Freedom. I kind of don't want to be too close to that Freedom in general, just because, yeah, it has a bunch of really good ranged attacks, and I don't have enough hit points to really stand up to them. But yeah, the speed increase and the dual melee weapons really do help Unicorn a lot. The NTD feature, where when you activate it, you stop enemy Psychomu for a little bit, I don't know that it has been a tremendous help, because Psychomu, of course, is not as dominant as it used to be at 700, though that it's, you know, still going to trip up that Sosby a little bit if I activate close enough to it. But otherwise, yeah, just it's a decent tool set. I feel like it could probably use another tune-up sometime soon, but for what it is and what it can do, it is pretty solid. And managed to get out of the way of the Sosby, which did just keep boosting back. That clash saved me. I've got a teammate here, so that is good. And yeah, so that worked out. Honestly, if that Sosby had done what I hopefully would have thought to do and just swung behind itself with the Beam Tomahawk Saber, it might have gotten me. Or is it Beam Tomahawk Sword? I forget the exact name, but you know, the big sword. It has enough side range that a backswing probably would have taken me out. But yeah, and this is a relatively safe-ish way to press the attack, because I am on the far side of this grate, and yeah, it took the Sotheby's follow funnels, which lock on, to actually finally get me. So I have no complaints about how long that particular life lasted. There's like less than 3 minutes left, and that was my first time getting shot down, I believe. So, yeah, I'll take that. And we've got a decent lead, decent without being completely overwhelming. I'll also take that. And let's see where we go from here. Looks like, yeah, I'm going to spawn in at the base. Looks like the enemy is massing down the hill. Oh, I did not, when I was playing the round, I did not see that pilot floating into our base. I was a little bit too fixated on the pile of enemies down here that I wanted to engage if I could, and did not notice that pilot heading into our base. I could have gotten them with the beam magnum just as easily as anything. That is a shame. But as it is, I do still have things to be shooting at out here, so I'm going to do that. Yeah, 27-28. Not huge damage. Of course, you know, NTD is going will expand it a little bit, but also just there we go, Vulcans. But also just the fact that it can keep stacking stuns if you land enough shotgun beam pellets means a lot. And that Sotheby is ready to go. Unfortunately, I still do that after all these years. If you are not quite done landing from your jump, if the land or boost, if your landing animation after a boost is not finished, a lot of times if you release the charge button for your beam rifle, it just eats the charge like it would when you're boosting. So I was a half hair too early on that. So that Sotheby got a couple more seconds before I was able to charge my shot and finish it off. Not the worst news, but yeah. There's the Freedom again, and yeah, it managed to get out of the way of the shotgun before I was able to restun it. That's not terrible. And got that. We've got 40-some seconds. I have got a bunch of health. And yeah, I'm now ready for NTD and probably going to hit it. So yeah, so I can get in there and also just tank a hit or two so that the Freedom didn't have time to keep me stun locked. But enemy team's doing a pretty good job of trying to bring it back here. I don't know if they're going to have time or not, but I'm certainly going to try and stop them because that is what I am, that is the job. And bazooka, let's see, yeah, don't sweat it. Yeah, I was looking for don't sweat it. There it is. But tag the Freedom, but the shield ate it, and Vulcans at almost the last possible second. Yeah, like I said, this round, very good. Really went well. Really happy with it. So, yeah, it's a fine battle indeed. This is the best I've done with Unicorn in a good while. So, yep, top score 5,500 out of 15,000 is not bad. Out damaged by our raid, which is fine. 104k 7-1 though. So, yeah, I got no complaints as to how that turned out. Anyway, that is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2. We will be back soon with more. Till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later. So I'm not sure of the exact release date, but they have released the preview and contents for G-Frame Full Armor Wave 10. And that looks pretty good. They're going to be redoing the gun cannon, which might have been in the real type line, but I don't think it was. But yeah, since it's the FA version, I think the older one, the previous releases were standard G-frame, so it's going to have better arm and upper leg parts. And the other two things in the wave look really nice. It is the V2 Assault Gundam with a third box of parts to give you the Buster upgrades for V2 Assault Buster, and the Riga Z Custom, which does not get figures very often. So the ones that it has gotten kind of expensive. So I'm looking forward to getting that. I always like that design.